A woman's right to liberty is restricted in the name of modesty, protection and prevention of immoral activities. In rural areas, 90% of women work in the field. They work for the whole day with their male family members who keeps a strict eye on them in the name of honor. Pakistan has the lowest literacy rate in the world. Women, which are 51% on the country's total population, have been just forced to bear their children and remain within their houses. Pakistan's technology scene is booming and is poised to achieve all that in a decade with other sectors, and countries can only hope to achieve within 15 to 20 years. In a research carried out at a Pakistani software house, it came forward that women account 14% of IT workforce. 37% are at the mid-career level, while 13% are at the senior management positions.
E-Women, a joint project by Melange and Copair, is celebrating National Women's Day today. E-Women of Pakistan is reducing the digital divide by empowering women through information technology. And they are linking the rural women products to the national and international market through e-mall. Her Numet Center and Arts Gallery is exhibiting their paintings to portray women empowerment. Let's go and see what they have for us.
Amna to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Nageen, and my dear friends. Assalamu alaikum. Nageen is always an inspiration, and as I am a strong supporter of women empowerment, so I believe women like Nageen should be appreciated. I'm really impressed by Mrs. Samina, her work. They are marvelous. They are very good. And I believe that our Pakistani women are, they can compete all over the world. My motto today is that I believe in women empowerment, and especially I believe in empowering women through ICT. E-Women is one of our projects. I am visiting all over Pakistan. We have signed MOUs with different social organizations. Would like to work with Nomad, and my area of interest is because Nomad has promoted many artists, many artisans, and I would like to support Nomad in this cause. We would like to pick some outstanding upcoming talent from Nomad, and we would like to promote them in the international market. We have developed an e-mall. It's a virtual mall on which we are going to sell and purchase. We have connected ourselves with the chambers of commerce of the world, and we would like that our women should be highlighted in the world. I believe in reducing the digital divide, and I would like you to speak on National Women's Day on this initiative of e-women. And what Nageen said, that I believe that we all women should join hands together, whether we are from different nationalities, we are from different origins, but our common goal should be same, that we should empower our women. And I think this is the need of an hour. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the High Commissioner of Australia, Her Excellency Miss Margaret Adamson. Ma'am, I would want to know, what do you think about women empowerment through ICT in the world?
Well, thank you very much indeed. It's a great pleasure to be here. The first thing I would, however, like to say on on Pakistan National Women's Day. But first of all, I want to say I've just returned from Quetta, and while I was there, a very tragic event has happened last night, and of course a very, very tragic event also in Lahore. And I just wanted to express my condolences and the condemnation of the Australian government for any terrorist event that happens anywhere in the world, and our condolences as well for the victims and the families of the people who have lost their lives. This is a tragedy, and unfortunately it casts a shadow over the Women's Day of Pakistan today. Nevertheless, of course, it is very important to reflect on women empowerment, so I thank you for the opportunity to comment. I thank you for your question. I think that women empowerment, it is sometimes regarded as a controversial word, because sometimes I think that the gentlemen feel that in some way this is a zero-sum game and we are being empowered at their expense. This is not at all the case. It is simply taking women into their rightful place as half of the population of the world and of our respective nations, so that they can contribute better to the leadership and the policy making of their societies, and also, of course, to economic development of the entire world and, of course, of their own countries.
So, Ms. Margaret, Pakistan has 51% of women. So how do you think they can contribute in women empowerment in Pakistan?
How the women can contribute? Well, yes. Well, of course, they have to be given an opportunity to speak, first of all, and they have to be given equal access to education and equal access to employment, and of course, they also have to have equal access before the law. And so I'm very delighted to note that there have been some important steps in terms of the legislative framework for the protection of women and ensuring that women are given equal rights before the law, as I say. So these are all very crucial steps, and provided that women are given equal opportunity, after all it is our human right, I think, to have equal opportunity, then women will find their voice. So it's wonderful to see that I'm being interviewed by a woman journalist, because you have your voice as well.
Thank you. We are delighted to see this change in Pakistan too. But along with this, I want to know, what is your take on this initiative taken by Melange and Couper, which is called E-Women? So what is your take on that?
Well, again, I would say that like so many other initiatives that I am witnessing all over the world, actually, but it's marvellous. Here we are in Pakistan, and so we are seeing some very innovative developments happening, and I think that this one that Aman Malik has taken is a very clever thing, because it links women to contemporary technology, and there you have, of course, the connectiveness of or connectivity of the technology, and it also, of course, is a marvelous platform when it comes for sharing information, not just news, but serious information as well. It opens a window on the world. It opens a window on serious research and knowledge, so that women can become more empowered through those means as well. And it's also, of course, a marvelous platform for commerce, for entrepreneurship.
Do you think such initiatives should be taken by other people in Pakistan too?
Well, I'm sure that if it is successful, that one would find that such initiatives would indeed find a lot of replication elsewhere. And so I certainly wish the initiative the very best of luck, and hope to see many replications.
Thank you so much for your time. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Ms. Samina Malik with us. She's also the organizer and the president of Couper and chief editor of Melange. Ma'am, we would want to know your take on women empowerment, first of all.
Thank you very much. As today we are celebrating National Women's Day,
and we are collaborating with Nomad Art Center, and Nomad Art Center is basically encouraging women entrepreneurs and women artisans and women painters. And as our think tank Center of Pakistan and International Relations is developing Women Empowerment Center, and under Women Empowerment Center we are developing the e-mall, which is a virtual mall on which women can show their products. And the second initiative which we have launched is Empowering Women through ICT, which is our project of e-women, that is empowering women through information technology.
How important is information technology for our economy through women basically right now?
I believe this give an opportunity of a rural woman to link their product to the international market. So we believe that we are providing the training programs and sending the modules to different people all over Pakistan. Women from all over Pakistan are now becoming the e-women. We have launched this project all over Pakistan, and I believe this will help them to introduce their product in the international market. E-mall is actually a virtual mall. It's like a shopping mall, and you can have access to the Pakistani product, our cultural product, anything you can buy from there, like Multani crafts, like crafts from Silawali, anything which is beautiful. So we are collecting the best crafts and we are highlighting the work of the women. And we are going to the grassroots level. We are not doing it like we are sitting in Islamabad. We are going to Balochistan, we are going to Sindh, we are going to AJK. We are meeting the outstanding women and we are encouraging them. And this is the project, and I am really thankful to the team of FIRE because they are working on gender. So that's why we would like to collaborate with them, and we would also like to collaborate with other organizations like Nomad Art Center and other organizations like Punjab Small Industry Development Corporation. We are going to sign an agreement with them. We are also encouraging the other organization, educational institutes, because I believe this is how we have to join hands together for this cause. Thank
What
you very
is
much.
your next 2 years plan?
Well, we believe that we have to reduce the digital divide, and women of Pakistan need a lot of support. I always believe in encouraging women, and that's the reason today we are celebrating women, and we would like to highlight the potential of the women of our country. And in 2 years, our first phase will be that we will pick the best outstanding women products, and we will link them to the international market. We have already signed agreement with the Federation of Chambers of Commerce and Industry, and we have already signed agreement with one of the leading chamber of commerce and industries of the world. So I believe that through this channel we'll be able to link the women to the international market. So I believe ICT is going to be the future in business.
You're from the ruling party, so what would you want to say? What is the government doing, and what are their initiatives for women empowerment?
Well, I believe that our government, because they are very active in this regard. Like we developed ICT centers in Baitul Mals. Our Ministry of IT is working on a very comprehensive program on ICT development, and then we are also developing telecenters. So I believe that our government believes in the women empowerment. Our Prime Minister is having a very brilliant and outstanding daughter, and he always encourages her, and she is one of the international leader. And I believe that women are also going to get a quota in civil services and other departments. So I believe that our government is taking number of initiatives. You can see we passed the bill, and then many other initiatives. So I believe Benazir Income Support Program. So Mavi Memon is working very hard. So I believe our parliamentarians, our women caucus, and our government is trying hard, and they are also collaborating with other political parties. In women caucus, the other political parties are also the part in it. So I believe our government is very positive towards women empowerment. I'm the part of the ruling party, and I am working. So I think I have the blessings of my leadership. That's why they are supporting me, and I am working so hard. We are also collaborating with Ministry of Human Rights, and they are also encouraging us for this e-women initiative.
Ma'am, you are talking about the initiatives, and we know about the anti-honor killing bill. So recently, last week, we saw an NGO woman who was killed just because she was earning for her family. So what would you want to say about such things?
incidents happen all over the world, but somehow we want our media to be positive as well. This happens, we need, that's why like a woman like me is working. There are many other social organizations which are working on these issues. We still are having many issues, there is no doubt. Like, we are a developing country, we cannot take 100% responsibility and come up with the result. But I think if we start doing work together as a social community, and supporting our government, so I think we can come up with some positive results.
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am, and best of luck. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have with us Ms. Humaira Mumtaz. She's the chairman of National Commission of the Status of Women. So, ma'am, what would you want to say about women empowerment in Pakistan?
What do you want me to say? Women are both, some women are empowered and others are not. So we have a very uneven society, and we do have a large number of women are not empowered fully. They may be empowered to an extent, but we have to see what women themselves see as empowerment. And I think they want a space to be able to decide what to study, where to marry, how many children to have, to work or not to work. Most women don't have that sort of opportunity to decide or the space to decide.
No, but like being 51% of the population of Pakistan, how do you think they can contribute to the economy?
They contribute to the economy, absolutely. It's not a question of how can they do. They do contribute to the economy. They are, first of all, not 51%, they're a little less than 50% women. We'll know in the next census exactly how many women there are. But women contribute into the rural economy, couldn't function without them. They work in the fields, they do all the heavy work, they look at the household, they look after livestock, they work in the informal sector. Most of the women are employed in the informal sector. That is where they're not in a working space, but they're working inside homes and contributing to manufacturing sector as well as the services sector.
And being the chairman of National Commission of Status of Women, what is this commission doing for the empowerment?
You see, empowerment is not only work. Empowerment is also the rights, to enjoy your rights. Empowerment is also to participate in the mainstream of economic, political, social activity. So the Commission's mandate is to really protect, to take charge of protection and promotion of women's rights and equality. And that's what we do through monitoring laws, making laws, making policies, making sure that those laws are implemented, taking up issues of women, violence, economic participation. All those is part of our mandate.
And what would you want to say about this initiative taken by COPER and Melange, which is called E-Women? Do you think there is a significance of such initiatives?
It is, I think, because in this state of internet and digital communication, this is an important means of communication and sharing information. But the only problem with us is that we have largely women are uneducated and illiterate, don't have access to internet. It is those women who are educated who can be accessed to them. Otherwise, majority of Pakistani women are not educated.
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
So we have internationally known painter, the lady behind this whole event, Samina Ali. So, ma'am, tell me about this idea of actually showing women empowerment through the painting.
This is my profession. I've been a professional painter for the last 25-26 years. So I exhibit, my work is over 200 works are hanging in Serena, Islamabad, since I was also the interior designer for the project. And I've held 12 solo shows with Nagin in Islamabad, and I've also exhibited in Washington DC, Philadelphia, 12 Gate Gallery, Cairo. I was invited by the government, it was a lovely 1-month show at Ahmed Shauki Museum. Also in Europe, my work has been exhibited. So since this is my profession and of course my passion as well, I've taught history, Islamic history at National College of Art and Punjab University College of Art and Design, Lahore. So while I was teaching the same subject, it's miniature traditions and the architecture, the Islamic architecture has always fascinated me. And many years ago, this is over 32 years ago, there was a architectural restoration course, preservation and restoration course, for which my name was given by the university. This was at the venue was the Lahore Fort, and Dr. Bernard, a great name in conservation, was the one who was leading this show. So while I was there, I used to, when I used to look at those Keri walls and the red brick walls, and I could literally hear the dancing girls and the elephants going up the elephant bridges, and the warriors, the horses going back and forth, and various events of that time, or their daily routines, whatever I had read in history and I was teaching, I saw it come alive over there. So that left a great impression, and in those days, since I had just finished my master's about a year before that, the teaching was, or the learning at that time was absolute realism. And I think from the beginning I was a bit of a, let's say, a bit of a rebel or experimentalist behavior in my art. And I just didn't know how to break away from that monotony of oil paints or watercolors or realism, because you are taught, all students throughout history, all artists have had to practice first reality, and then they make their own rules and break the rules that they were taught. And that comes, it's human nature, you want to change, you want to experiment, you want to bring, something that leaves an impact on you. It was extremely difficult in those days, and for about 2 years I just quit painting. I said, listen, I simply cannot get through, I can't break away. I want to remain close to realism, yet walk away from it. But suddenly one night I said, all right, let me experiment. And through those, and in any case I was more interested in, which was not our major, it was one of our minors, which is printmaking. So I was really keen to experiment with printmaking techniques, which is lithographs, etchings, woodcuts. So I used all those mediums that I had learned in printmaking, along with acrylics and collages, and for me composition is a very important element.
Is artwork or painting better appreciated or not?
I think art is painting, sculpture is one of the oldest living form of not only appreciation but of doing, like in the cave art period or Stone Age or wherever, human beings have left marks, and through those we trace back history. So it has always, we have lived with art. It's another thing that, it might not have been created for art for art's sake, because it's luxury. At that time, it was either some sort of deity, some sort of fear created art, some symbols to maybe mark an area, or whatever they were trying to convey. History is constantly digging into that. And then in the Dark Ages and later on, then all your implements, various need things that you need for your everyday life. In some way or the other, they are all an art form. Yet, in the dark ages or later on, painting was never, art was there in man from day one. But painting or sculpture like Michelangelo was chained and brought to Sistine Chapel. He didn't want to do the frescoes on the ceilings. So the thing is that it grew out of the clergy's need, the churches, architecture, or the rich merchants or bankers or influential people. There came a time they wanted their portraits, they were commissioned works, right? Likewise, even in Islamic arts, it's the same. Art was forbidden in Islam because of imitation. Even flowers you could not paint realistically. But calligraphy was a major. So, filigrees of calligraphy because of the Quranic writings, medical books were written. So calligraphy was certainly there, but somewhere, sometime, somebody said that okay, you can paint a face, or you can paint the flowers, you can paint living beings, but they should not be identical. So my paintings, most of them do portray the miniatures, the Islamic art work.
It's a wonderful work. I have seen it. I mean, it's really a wonderful work.
So keeping that in mind, it grew into one of the most powerful work, and today all over the world there's such a lot of research being carried out. Even Picasso was influenced by miniatures, and he broke through his realistic period and stepped into that like if he's painting a table, when he knows that the fourth leg is there and he wants to paint the fourth leg, and he went through the museum works, the miniatures, Islamic and he was influenced by that. That was by force, because they were restricted because of our religious background, but he made it a part of his conscious effort towards abstracting pictures. So, and then using various elements like mixed media, he did that. Picasso, Braque, so painters of that period, of that time, also began using various mediums to imitate their work. So, since I've been closely related to history, obviously all those things have to they automatically become your learnings and your desire to, whatever you love. If you don't like something and you paint because you have to do, then there is no such thing as have to for an artist, for a creator. He does it from all his heart. Only then it's a good work. And to sum the work, my main interest has always been in composition. It's like music, photography, architecture. It might be a very beautiful building, very functional, but aesthetically it's not appealing if all the elements are not in coherence or not in harmony with each other. So there are so many things that you have to, so likewise, like if it might be a good song, it might be good poetry, but it's not being sung properly because it's not composed properly, so it's not a good work of art. So in painting, I think consciously and unconsciously, my interest or my focus is always composition. It has to be strong, it has to hold something, it has to have something for the viewer to hold. So that's it.
Thank you.
It's important that I represent my country through our history, rather than India claiming miniatures or other people. It is us, so it should live. It is like books opened on the walls.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Best of luck. So viewers, we have Nagin Hayat, the CEO and founder of Nomad Art and Gallery. The organizer of this whole event. Ma'am, what will you say about what is the role of Nomad Art and Gallery in this whole event?
Nomad Gallery was an initiative we started in 1982. So we are 30 years plus. The focus is art and culture, craft development, human rights and peace. And I'm an activist and a filmmaker. So I really enjoy the aspect of art through social change. And we also use that as a way of highlighting women's work. So today what you see is something which is commemorating 12th February, which is National Women's Day. This was an incident that happened many years ago, 30 plus years ago, under the rule of Ziaul Haq's military dictatorship, where women and people were lathi charged and they were beaten on the streets of the Mall Road, Lahore, because of a certain protest on human rights. So we commemorate that every year and we try and remember what happened then, and we try to move forward in a very progressive stance. So Nomad has been a part of that, along with Women's Action Forum and some major organizations of the social sector.
So, ma'am, as you told me that you're a social activist as well, what steps Pakistani government is taking for the women empowerment in Pakistan?
I think the Pakistani government should be taking many more steps. The public sector needs far more to create awareness on women's rights also, to follow the constitution the way it is and to improve upon it, and also to create more jobs and equal opportunities for women and men. But I feel also the very important aspect is of looking at training women, so education, training, marketing of their products, and also outreach so that they are economically empowered, which gives them a stronger position. And as you know and I know, when you're economically empowered, you have a voice, you have a say. And unfortunately, our patriarchal system does not sometimes allow women to move forward. So you can be one step forward and two steps back. And that happens to our discriminatory laws also. So it's constantly a battle between the laws and social justice, which does and doesn't exist. And I'm not saying men are not affected, but women are affected far more.
Okay, I have another question. That as you are a founder of this whole Nomad Art and Gallery, what do you think? The painting is still appreciated or not?
Definitely, I think paintings are appreciated. It's a very aesthetic, a very strong statement. It depends on the quality of the work. But also I feel the exposure should be even far more. It should go to more of our rural areas. It should go more to women and youth where there's less awareness. But yes, we need to go further with the arts. Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.